Your own pace. Ha.
Oh,
I just like how we
God,
started the recording with a
fucking druggies.
massive rocket intake of cocaine, or cocaine of the mind at the very least. All right, cool. So, welcome to After Hours, which, for the sake of the
Yay!
recording, so long as people actually understand what the fuck is happening, is a 2d6 paced role-playing system, functionally using a lot of the Power by the Apocalypse framework, through which players are allowed to, well, encouraged to, explore unusual and fringe identities through the lens of being something supernatural or monstrous, but also having to exist in a human society and the conflicts and compromises that come from that. We are going to be taking my two lovely players here through a setting I designed for them, a little desert town west of west of Salt Lake City, called Kalipe, a town that doesn't technically exist, which description I will read now. Out in the Salt Plains of Utah, along the Lincoln Highway, you'll see a junction just past the Tree of Utah, that sad, strange thing. Take that turning. Drive into the white, long enough for it to seem like forever. That road will take you up into the peaks, where, nestled between Joshua and Cobb, you'll find Kalipe. A town that, by all rights, shouldn't be there. Indeed, Kalipe has always been a strange kind of belief. Devotion and exploration into the frontiers of the mind. Founded by Nepalese refugees in the early 1840s, more a string of tents than anything else, hiding from white lawmen disinterested in hearing them out, the people here have found ways to live off the land where nobody else dared. The sight of UFO sightings throughout the 50s and 60s, an explosive growth and an influx of fringe-thinkers, scientists and tinfoil hatters throughout the 70s and 80s. Kalipe is a very, very strange place. So, we are going to be entering Kalipe at contemporary, say 2019, for the sake of not having to deal with all the fuckery that's happened this year. Yay! And thus, things like gender identity and social politics and everything like that will be as close as to real life as possible, but ideally we'll be respecting people's boundaries and making sure that content doesn't go into dark places. Now, typically, typically, when I am doing a tabletop in front of other people, we normally have an X card or something on the table so we can just kind of indicate, could we miss this? Because we're doing this text base, feel free to either speak up, or if you don't feel comfortable verbally saying that you would rather skip this bit, just feel free to chuck it in the chat and I will take that as a signal and we'll draw a veil over it. We'll move over to the next piece. Now, just before we get into it proper, would we like to introduce ourselves and our characters? Maybe starting with Games Master?
Yeah, I am Game Master, and my character is a guy named Victor Lascalone, or known as Victor Meyer, who is a heroin addict who is trying to escape the constant nightmares and the spirits trying to possess his body from hell or from anywhere else, to be honest. Anyone can possess him if they're dead. And he uses heroin to calm the voices. Pretty much.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair. And my other player?
I'm Pebble. I'm playing a character named Annin. Maybe she wants to introduce herself. We'll see. Um, though she is quite grumpy, so that's debatable. She's a class and like mechanics wise, she's a transfigured and a temp. The transfigures refers to being able to change between two states of appearance and actual being, and the temp is obviously means that I am employed as a temp. I jump between jobs. That's how I am. My character is a fire elemental, which is I think quite interesting. She projects herself to look human a lot of the time, but obviously that doesn't always work so well. She's generally quite grumpy, aloof. She likes to stay off and away from people. She's very short. She doesn't really like other people. But yeah, we'll see. That should be enough for now. I'm sure more things will come up as we play.
Yeah, certainly. I suppose...
Their name is Ernin. My bad.
Ernin.
Yeah.
And yeah, I suppose that's a point to bring up as well, is that both of you are using playbooks that are split in half. Both of you using the temp. because fuck you. Which is a playbook based around the gig economy and the unfortunate fact that a lot of people have to work multiple jobs on low pay to make ends meet. Pebble is using the Transfigured, which, as they fantastically well explained, is about moving between two states of being, expressing two senses of self, whereas Game Master has gone for the Marked, which is specifically a book about dealing with compulsion, addiction, or otherwise having to manage a condition which can manifest itself in negative ways. So, without any further ado, and with no more bones left to crack... Oh no, they're on an elbow. Oh god.
Oh, that one's going to be edited out of the.
That was a. Oh no, I'm fucking bass boosting that. It's going to sound like a. It's going to sound like a fucking rhino farting behind a radiator. Don't know where that.
If our lovely friend Ernian was there, she would probably give you a death glare.
She doesn't like radiators.
If my character was there, he'd probably just give you a bunch of heroin and say, "Load up."
I don't think your character would give away the heroin.
You're right.
You're such a bad drug dealer. God damn.
He'd let you snort the rest that's like coming out of the wound on his arm or something. Probably.
There's probably probably a name for doing that, but I don't want to think about it.
Snorting the blood that drips out after a hypodermic. Oh, lovely.
Oh, milking the dragon.
He's a bit on.
Oh, milking the dragon. I like that.
Anyway, you horrible, horrible goddamn people.
Yeah.
Allow me to set the scene, so to speak.
Allow us to introduce ourselves.
I'm a man of wealth and... Actually, no wealth, no taste. Fuck it, I'm just a poor mess. But anyway, the town of Kalipe is home to many events across the year. Normally with things like Eyes, the big psych gathering and meeting of minds happening somewhere in the winter. But since it's the midst of summer, Seven Peaks is on the way. A all-or-nothing 2-day off-road rally navigating around the line of 7 peaks heading from east to west down the Lincoln Highway. It is a big moneymaker for the local businesses in Kalipe, and often a great influx of people tend to show up around that time, taking up every single spare room, trailer, tent, and anything else they can possibly get into. For one, this is a fantastic opportunity for many local drug dealers, since a lot of the crews like to take a bit of amphetamine to keep themselves sharp during the race, as well as the people who come over to record and enjoy the race, having a bit of weed or something else to just accent an otherwise fantastic experience. And for those of us those in the community who maybe are a bit short on cash, it's a great opportunity to pick up extra work here and there, even if said work is maybe not necessarily all on the up and up. So we're going to begin in the morning, naturally, and this is probably going to take the arc is probably going to be over the course of one day. So if we were to begin with Vic, at what point in the morning would Vic have gone to sleep, I guess is probably the best question.
4 in the morning.
Fair enough, because it's about 6 in the morning when, and I'm assuming Vic's a trailer guy? Or does he actually have like a ratty apartment?
He could have either or.
I would say, for the sake of your choice, you could have a ratty apartment above one of the stores in Main Street, or you could have a really shitty trailer up in the peaks, where it's a lot more spread out, a lot more isolated.
Let's do the shitty apartment.
Okay, that's fair enough then. In which case, yeah, you sleep through a lot of the otherwise fairly common noises that come when anyone enters the building. Dogs, doors slamming, children crying, as something clomps up the stairs towards your very thin and probably replaced door at some point, and just rouses you from sleep with a succession of fists to the thin plywood door. Vic, get the fuck up.
Fucking Christ, who the fuck is knocking on my goddamn door this early in the morning? Now, do you want me to narrate my shit, or do you want to do narrate?
Well, I was going to say, are you going to just poke your eye? Are you just going to have a little peek through the pinhole? Or have you taped that over? I suppose, the question is, how... I would say, that's a good question. Vic, how have you kind of secured your apartment, if you have secured it at all? Have you hidden your shit?
Used a bunch of old-ass dressers, and I put it in front of the door.
So you do literally just bar the door when you're in?
Exactly.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I sleep on a shitty, stained mattress of various stains, depending. And I sleep there for like 2 hours, and I'm like, huh, I guess I better go get some money now for this day. So.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So you're just gonna peek the door.
Sure, I'll peek through the door a little bit.
Yeah, you see this upstanding member of the community, a guy you know as Petty, who is a couple of rungs up the ladder from you. He handles a couple of other dealers. He maybe handles some light manufacturing when imports get short and he needs to make ends meet. But generally speaking, he's not a massive arsehole. He's just an arsehole when there's a problem. And right now he is, like, one hand firmly jammed in his coat, the other one just rattling off the door, glaring into the pinhole, looking you dead in the eye, just like, Vic, for fuck's sake, unbar the door, you junky fucking waster.
Alright, I'll fucking open the door, Jesus Christ.
Hot as balls in here. Why doesn't anyone open a fucking window?
Because I like the darkness. It helps me when I sleep. What do you want?
Fuck me, sure thing, gone. Can I come in?
Yeah. Come in.
He squeezes through the gap you've probably made for him. Just kind of... And immediately you just see him look around the room, look at the mess with just utter disdain, trying not to get his incredibly nice, like, high-top sneakers dirty. He's just kind of stepping between discarded, like, bits of trash and food cartons.
Look, dog, this isn't the fucking Hilton. What's up? You're here for a reason. Let's hear it.
Look, I'm just... For all intents and purposes, you are the only guy I've got in like a fucking 10-mile radius right now, so don't, like, let's get to your head, okay? Guy was supposed to be bringing in a bunch of product for the race. He's had some kind of family emergency. I think his girlfriend's just given birth, something like that. He called me and said it was just routine, but whatever. I need you to get the location to his drop from his trailer, pick up the shit from wherever it's been stashed, and bring it in here before the race kicks off tonight, okay?
Yeah, sure. Alright.
What the fuck was that noise?
That was me farting.
Ah!
Farting.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
Please open a window.
Don't mind the smell. Just, yeah, open a window if you want. Alright, where am I going again?
Look, he's got a trailer up in the peaks. It's, 73... the bear lot, the one with the big fucking plastic bear out front of it. It's over there. I think he left a key. Just don't. Okay, look, I understand your crazy fucked up junkie ass is going to try and steal his plasma screen and all that shit. Fucking don't. I will pay you $2,000 to just get the location, get the shit, and get it to me before tonight. You fuck with this. Our relationship, this shit between us, over, alright? I am taking a fucking risk on you.
I'd hate to get a divorce so early in the marriage. Sure. I'll go do that. Let me stuff this $1 bill in your pocket. Say hi to the baby for me.
Petty just stands there and lets it happen. He knows too well to fight a junkie is a great way to get a fucking syringe in the arm.
Slaps you in the chest while he puts the fucking money in your front pocket.
Yeah, he just kind of plucks at the front of his shirt, notices the crumbs and crud that have been transferred over. Right. Catch me outside. Catch me around back of Close Encounters at no later than 11 p.m. Any later than that, I'm going to come fucking looking for you, alright?
Yeah, sure, honey. Make sure to have the meatloaf ready by dinner time.
Fuck yourself, Vic. And he'll just start
I will.
sidling
I'll
out.
be thinking of you.
Ugh. Yeah, he'll sidle out.
All right. So I guess I don't necessarily have the best transportation, so I guess I'll be walking.
Unless you fancy stealing a car.
How far away is this place?
So where you are on Main Street, the peaks are a bit of a ways away. By car, wouldn't be too much of a trip. On foot, it's still morning, so it probably won't be too bad. But if you hang around for too long, you're going to be walking back in the middle of the day, which is going to suck.
Does the guy at the house have a car that I can steal?
Does Vic have a bike? Like
Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's right. I forgot in my heroin-induced stupor that I stole a bicycle from an 8-year-old girl last night. So sure, I'll use that one. It's even got a nice little horn on it. I can tell people to get out of the way. Why not?
No, that's fair enough. Is that something that you've already got on your character sheet, or did I miss that?
I'm not sure. Let me
Well,
check.
tell you what, for the sake of shits and giggles, let's do a roll. Let's go with Hunt. Just to scrounge up some transportation, which hopefully no one's going to know is missing too quickly.
Do you want me to roll and then take a picture and then put it on?
No, I will take your word for it. I'm not going to worry too much about people bullshitting
All right.
me.
All right.
So roll 2d6, and for this, let's go with plus fake. So just roll a straight 2d6.
It's 7.
Ooh, hang on a second. No. Wait, what did you roll?
I rolled a 7.
Perfect, because you've got graveyard shift as a move, don't you? So when you hunt or engage among fringe, criminal, or supernatural parts of the community, and you're stealing a fucking vehicle, you can treat a 7 to 9 as a 10.
Okay.
Oh.
Nice. So normally a 7 would mean that I'd have to give you a hard bargain or an ugly choice, but since it's a 10, you pretty much get what you want, at least with minimal repercussions.
Hey,
So,
Game Master, what is your fake stat out of interest?
Wait, what's my what?
Your fake, because it was plus fake, so
his fake is 0.
Plus, yeah,
Okay,
my fake is
okay.
0.
Good.
My
Okay, because I was making sure that there wasn't a minus there, because that would have made it a 9 or a 10, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, he squeaked it. He just squeaked it, so pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, you poke yourself around. I would say, are you looking for a push bike, a motor vehicle? What's tickling your fancy?
Well, at this rate, anything to get me going, but I did steal this little girl's bike, so I mean, at this rate, I don't even give a shit. You feel?
Okay, in which case you effortlessly, just like a fucking Ocean's 11 style heist, just lift this kid's pink Barbie bicycle with tassels on the handlebars from the side of someone's house, just snapping the incredibly cheap, also Barbie brand bike lock. No one notices as you make away with this.
Shit. Okay. Not bad. I could lose some weight from eating only junk food and taking hard drugs.
Yeah, I mean, it's still there is nevertheless going to be the sight of 34-year-old heroin addict on a Barbie bicycle cycling through the middle of town, but that's fine. That is tomorrow's problem.
Oh, sorry. Can I get an idea of what Vic looks like, please?
I put down. Let's see, where did I put? I put down a scraggly beard, a long, old, worn-out leather trench coat with a black T-shirt and unkempt hair.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to get an idea. And what sort of your age are you?
I am about 34. Yeah, 34. Cool.
Although this is 34. This is 34-year-old heroin addict.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I get the idea.
Cool. So roughly round about the same time. Would Ernin have been burning, metaphorically speaking, the midnight oil, or do they even sleep at this point?
I don't think Ernin sleeps, really. I don't know if that's a thing that really makes sense anymore. It's not like she needs to recharge or think about anything. I mean, we could influence some kind of, elf-style meditative state, but I don't imagine it's, anything serious.
That's fair. Does she at least try and keep, a regular human routine? For the sake of
well,
appearances?
I mean, she takes whatever the routine the work is giving her.
That makes sense. And at the moment, what is Ernin doing for work, considering they're kind of running back and forth between different gigs?
I think it's her, by the way,
her.
just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's... What is she up to? Well, considering what's going on in town, I imagine that I'm probably working alongside whatever's coming in. So I think with other stuff on my character sheet, it would be quite interesting if I am working as an assistant for one of the rally teams as some kind of just keeping the place clean as a janitor for their temporary garage setup.
Oh, yeah. In fact,
especially as their automobile connections and things like that, it would make sense.
In fact, the previous night, while you were, hanging out with some people you knew, Clovis did bring up in passing that a few members of his group had shown interest in entering as a wild card,
Oh,
scrapping together a buggy and just throwing it in there for shits and giggles.
as long as they're paying me.
Well, that's the thing. Clovis is very upfront with you with the. It'll probably help the team like feel more cohesive, but we're not really. We don't really have the budget to even put the buggy together, let alone pay people to do it.
Yeah, I mean.
Whereas if you were looking for something a bit better paying, the DHAKAL family, the family that run the Desert Spice restaurant, are actually sponsoring a couple of STEM kids from the local college who are trying to put together a hybrid for the rally. Where and the Carls know you. They think you're pretty alright. They've ignored Moses' bullshit for this long, and would much rather just have someone they can trust on the team. But again, it's not a massive amount. It's just like they'd pay you like a standard day rate for just helping out.
Well, I mean, it's not like I've got much else going on, and I think out of all the people in the world, Clovis would understand my decision not to help them. Though, I would be in a specific position to maybe have some influence over other members if I was with the STEM team, because I'm assuming the STEM team will probably be in the more decentralized pit area where all the other cars are.
Yeah.
So maybe, hey Clovis, I really appreciate the offer, but as you know, there is some financial stuff going on right now, and sorry, what were the people's name, the family's name, sponsoring?
The DHAKALs.
The DHAKALs, the ones who own the little restaurant, they're asking me to to work with some kids from the local college, clean up after them, make sure they don't kill themselves, the usual. And I'm sure you understand. But if you happened to need to know anything, I will be sitting in the pits, and I imagine having a lot of downtime, waiting for things to happen. So, you can always trust on me to do the right thing.
Yeah, I know, girl. It's good. I mean, if you're gonna be around the pit, even if you couldn't help us out, on our own stuff, you could, keep your eyes open for a couple of things. Would help our bill come along pretty nice.
Oh, I will. Don't worry. If you can text me a list of anything you're missing, just let me know.
Oh yeah. I'll get someone on that right away.
Yeah. I sort of give Clovis a sort of half hug thing and go, well, I really wish you guys the best, and
Yeah.
I'm sure the engineering practice will be helpful for later.
Yeah.
Have a good time.
I will.
I'm gonna head off now. Enin sort of turns on her heels and slings her backpack over her back and sort of starts heading back towards, I guess. She sort of walks behind a bush and then is gone.
Yeah, you kind of just hear as you head away, you just hear Clovis kind of call out, "If you see Zachariah anywhere, tell him to pull his head out of a bottle and get ready. We need someone to fucking race the goddamn thing."
Oh, fun! You're getting Zachariah to drive. That'll be great. I just, considering it's just Clovis here right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I just implode and whiz off. So to give the people on the podcast a little reference, my character is a kind of like an energy or fire elemental, and her form only really exists in an illusionary state. So when she wants to, she can just turn into a ball of energy and disappear. This could seem rather overpowered, but based on the way the game's mechanics work, it balances it out, since concealment is just as important as your ability to fight or anything else, which is something my character is not particularly good at.
Yes, your strange and fury are pretty decent, but your social stats are hot, salty garbage.
Yes, so I disappear. On my way towards town, about 200 meters away, I come out and start walking towards it through the dust along the side of the road. I opened my phone to see if I've got any messages on the group chat or anything in particular on the Google Calendar that I should be knowing about.
Looking through your phone, there's a lot of kind of general buzz about, okay, where are we going to hang out now that all the fucking squares are here? We can't smoke weed in the middle of town anymore. Fuck. Okay, what are we going to do? It sounds like a couple of parties are being well, a couple of parties are almost certainly going to break out like around the flats, around the salt flats, once everyone starts getting situated in town. There's a bit of a general rumbling that local law is going to be really hot on this year to try and crack down on any drug use. The sheriff's kind of been making a lot of big noises over working with the local narcotics division in the Salt Lake Police Department. So everyone's like, "Fuck! Watch out for undercovers. Who knows what the fuck's going to happen?"
Am I directly related to Zachary in any way? Like, is he tangentially attached to me, or
Zach is part of the polycule, but not one you're actually directly connected to.
So, do I know who might know where he is? Who could I could text, see if I can find out what's going on?
The problem is that Zach's kind of tangentially related to the whole group in general, and has kind of drifted in, might hang around for a bit longer, may drift out again.
Yeah, no, I'm just wondering if I could find any way to sort of start looking for him, because I was asked to track him down.
Yeah. Generally speaking, he's a big gearhead, so he'd almost certainly be around wherever there's a lot of engineering and racing stuff going on. So keep an eye open. He should be around. I would say if you want to look around from now, you could give me a particular role, or if you want to just head over and hit up the DHAKALs, you can do that.
I think maybe I should head to the DHAKALs first, just let them know that I'm taking the offer for work. So I am... As I woke up, I'm trying to sort of straighten myself out. I'm quite scruffily dressed at this point, trying to wear quite the normal sort of crap that I wear. Long clothes, sort of trying to just hide, I guess. And as I walk into town, I head towards, what's the restaurant called?
Desert Spice.
Head towards Desert Spice. And are they? What time in the morning is it currently?
It's, I would say no later than about 9 a.m.
So they're probably not open yet, but I knock on the front to see if there's anyone there.
You kind of go over to the door and you can kind of see it's a nice, fairly artistically designed place. Kind of a nice teal coloration to the storefront compared to all the kind of dusty browns and whites of everywhere else. And while there is a sign on the door saying close, there's another one just below it saying for race inquiries, see round back.
So I head around back. I'm looking for any sort of entrance or something like that.
I mean, it's pretty simple. There's just a side alley around the side of the restaurant, and as you start stepping out, you just hear of someone using some kind of rivet gun or some kind of high-powered drill, and just kind of stepping out from the garage. You see UCHE DHAKAL, who is the wife of Utsang, and the co-owner of Desert Spice, kind of a short Nepalese lady, kind of just beyond shoulder length, dark hair. She's currently kind of greasy t-shirt, greasy hands, wiping them off with a cloth. Kind of just goes out to get some air, takes a breath, looks over and goes, "Oh, Anin, hi. So you figured you want to..."
I sort of smile and just sort of raise my hand, and they're like, just sort of, hey, but...
she's going to talk all over you.
Okay, I'm going to be
quiet.
Hey,
yeah, okay, cool. So, you ready for this? I've got the kids. They came over last night. I put them up, just spare beds from where my boys have gone out. They're a little bit... she's going to wiggle her hands. A little bit jumpy at the moment. They're not really settled. They're still trying to put the kit together, I guess. But hopefully, like, someone who knows what they're doing might be some help. I need to go and pick up Amir.
Okay, that's fine. I can keep an eye on them. Don't worry.
Great. So is 70 going to be good for the day?
75. You know me. I'm always hustling.
Yeah, I would say give me a fit in. So roll plus fake.
Ooh, okay. That's not good. Roll.
You're trying to barter with a small business owner.
6.
Right, so take a hit to your veil.
Where is that marked?
So your veil is currently 2.
Oh, that's
so
bad.
Reduce that down to 1.
Yep.
You kind of take a little hit to your cred. As she just looks at you, cocks her head slightly, and goes, "No." Yeah, we're going to call it 70.
Sure, 70's fine.
Yeah, she just kind of...
I guess, and I sort of give her like dead eyes, but like I'm fake smiled as like.
Yeah, she just kind of beckons you to come over and kind of steps around the corner to introduce you to the STEM kids.
Okay.
Like, all right, guys, tools down. Right. So, this is Warren, Kali, and Malia. Yeah, Malia. All really nice kids. They came from a bunch of high schools all over Salt Lake, so they don't really know each other too well, but they seem to be getting along real well right now. This is Ernin. She's going to be helping you guys out. She knows more about setting this all together than I do. Any questions, she'll be able to help. I will be back, but I'll be setting up the shop. I'll be setting up shop for the next couple of hours, but if you need anything, let me know. Bye. And she just turns and just starts jogging out the door.
So I'm quite mechanically minded in the sense that I've had to like do a lot of survival stuff. I'm not sure how much do I actually know about building hybrid vehicles.
Now this is the thing. These kids know a good amount of the theory. They just lack the confidence to actually put it into action. Okay. What I will say is I will quickly step away and we'll go back to Vic, if that's okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Meanwhile,
so I just sort of say hello to the kids and
yeah. I want like the awkward wide shot of just Ernin on one side, the kids on the other, the buggy between them, and just silence.
I'm just like, yeah, okay.
Okay, so meanwhile, on a Barbie bicycle built for someone half the size of the man riding it, cycling up the side of a fucking mountain. Vic, it takes probably longer than it should have because you got such a small goddamn bike, but no one seems to have minded too much.
Right.
As you head towards the peaks, and sure enough, maybe no more longer than 45 minutes after you'd actually set off, you see the great big plastic bear from some bad attempt at some kind of campsite that just didn't really make do, so they just scrapped most of the infrastructure and just sold off the plot for rentals. And you hit pretty much the sprawl of cheap, like, wheelless Winnebagos and trailers and all sorts of other mobile homes that have just gone to seed in this area, where the rents are low and the cops, they take a glance up here once or twice and then kind of go, fuck it, I've got better things to do. This is a place where, as a dealer, you've seen a little bit of, you've done some business here before. It's normally safe, but...
It's a shithole, but it's safe.
It's a shithole. It's just one of the shitholes where leaving someone an opening might not be a smart move. But anyway.
Right.
It's pretty trivial to just head in through the main entrance and start cycling towards the trailer. As you're kind of heading through, I would say, yeah, if you want to just give me a reflect, just to take in the tone of the location you're heading into right now. So if you could give that with plus real, which you have at +2.
You want me to roll here?
Yeah, give me 2d6 plus 2.
Okay, I have 4.
So you rolled a 2.
No, I rolled a 1 and then I rolled a 3.
Oh, so 4, so up to 6. Ugh, okay, fair enough. So that's bad times. Yeah, this place normally pretty chill. You're pretty sure it should never be this quiet. Like, there's normally like a couple of kids out just fucking around with toy guns or beating each other up or something, like someone's hanging out and watching. This place seems real fucking quiet and it's really beginning to set you on edge. Like, it feels like the beginning to a bad spaghetti western.
May I pull out a needle and calm myself down temporarily?
If you want to actively... I love the mental image of a man just pulling into this desolate fucking trailer park, just putting a foot down and then just shooting up or sitting on a Barbie bicycle. If you want to just indulge in your mark, you can.
Indulge in the mark. Well, maybe I'll hold off on it temporarily.
Yeah, because at the moment you're not really jonesing for it. It's not like you got the shakes or the twitch or anything like that. It's more that, yeah, you could take it for medicinal
preventative measure.
You could take it for preventative measures, absolutely. But if you don't think that's a good move, then yeah. But yeah,
that might not be a good idea then. Never mind.
But yeah, you get the feeling that this place seems a little on edge, and yeah. if you're not going to act on necessarily anything on that, then yeah, you head over and pull up outside the trailer. It's a pretty nice one compared to a lot of the others. Clearly, this guy's taken some pains to try and keep everything from falling apart and rusting to shit. But nevertheless, there's that kind of busted picket fence. There's the kind of tricycle knocked over in the front yard. The kind of horrible gritty astroturf below everything. And yeah, you poke around for a little bit out front. There doesn't seem to be too many places to hide a key.
Check under the doormat.
There's not really a doormat. There's just kind of like 3 steps bolted to the floor, which allow you to kind of get up to the main door in the trailer.
Is there a key underneath the bolted steps, or
I would say give me a
roll?
Yeah, just give me another plus real.
All right, I have the first die is 1, and then the second die is 6.
Wonderful. So that's a 7, 8, 9. So that's a partial success. So yeah, you poke around for a little bit, and unfortunately, it becomes pretty clear this motherfucker did not leave a key.
Fuck.
On the plus side, you're pretty confident that because no one's out at the moment, no one would probably notice if you just like forced a way in. And sure enough, you do see, like, at the far end of the trailer, kind of out of sight mostly, there is a small window's been left open on the latch. You could probably climb in there.
All right, let's do the climbing then.
Okay, cool. So are you gonna... So I'd say, rather than just forcing a roll here, are you gonna take the time to grab things from around the environment to, like, stack up and climb in that way safely? Or are you just gonna try and body check your way up there?
I am just gonna body check because I want to get in and get out as fast as I can.
Oh, awesome. In which case, do you want... Okay, in which case, just give me a quick and dirty... You know what, give me plus fury, because you're just fucking going for this impulse.
Alright.
So roll 2d6 and adds...
I have the first die is 2 and the second die is 6.
So 7, 8, 9. Yeah, okay, yeah. Doing fairly decently on this. Oh, shit. You got a fail on one of these rolls, didn't you?
The first die had 2.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I mean, like, one of your rolls got to 6 or less. Oh, never mind. No, that was Pebble, wasn't it?
I'm not...
Yep, I had a 6.
Yep, sorry, yeah, you rolled a 6. Mark a point of XP, would you? So just put 1 under your experience.
Me?
Yes. Whenever you fail a roll, whenever you get less than a 7, you mark experience.
Where's my experience?
Should be just below your moves.
Oh, experience. Okay, so I can't get 0. No, I'm at 1. Nice.
Yes. So Vic, you kind of jump, and with your scraggly crackhead strength, are able to kind of jimmy and push and shunt your way through. I'll give you a choice. I'll give you a hard choice, seeing as you only got a partial success. You can either leave something important behind, which in this case will be your skag, or you can cause noticeable damage to the way you're getting in.
Cause noticeable damage.
So, yeah, you're just going to kind of shimmy, your belt gets hooked on something, you just kind of pull, and then there's just this as the kind of frosted glass window just kind of not breaks fully, but stays in its frame and just kind of cracks and bends to allow you to get through, and you just flop head first into an empty kind of trailer bedroom, kind of face planting into this slightly scummy mattress and just flopping over onto the floor in a...
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, my fucking head hurts. Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's the last time I'll be jumping through a window like that.
Yeah, just get your bearings, and yeah, this place doesn't seem too bad. It's, again, like, average dealer, flat. It has to look somewhat respectable, because it's almost certainly going to get the law poking around at some point, but it's you know, it's your standard trying to make a crap situation look good kind of place. Pretty quickly you do notice, like, there's a new crib below, like, at the foot of the bed, and there's packets of Pampers and all sorts of other stuff packed up to one side. It looks pretty clear that someone's either stolen a shitload of baby stuff or they're expecting. But it's simple enough for you to kind of nose around. I'll give you another question. I'll give you another choice here as well, just so I don't keep forcing rolling.
All right.
For looking around, you know this guy's definitely got a stash somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to try and pull the place apart, or just carefully poke around to see if you can find it?
I'm going to carefully, because the guy said not to lift the TV, so if I cause damage, that'll probably piss off the...
I mean, any more damage than you've already caused.
Well, we can just chalk that up to the neighborhood kids.
Dang kids trying to shove their bodies through a fucking bedroom window.
Exactly.
Exactly. So yeah, I'd say if you're going to be doing that, you're going to be engaging. So give me... Let's go with plus fake, just because you're now trying to be careful not to make a mess. Whereas real would be a lot more just fuck it.
All right. I just did a roll here. It's one die is 2, the other die is also 2.
Okay, so that's just a flat 4. So, bad news, that's not going to end well. But good news, do mark experience.
All right.
So set your experience from 0 to 1.
I'll put 1. Okay.
And yeah, you just start tugging around the place, like checking skirting boards, like the cheap plywood that's used for the interior walls, trying to see if you can find anything. And you are careful. You are definitely sure that you're not making a mess.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about the time you get to the living room, and there's like the nice OLED TV over in the corner, and the little kind of hi-fi system. You kind of look at your gaze just turns to the window, where there's the kind of light webbed curtains, and you just see this scraggly looking teenager in like a white wife beater holding an aluminium baseball bat on one shoulder, just looking at you. He doesn't say anything, he's just looking.
Well, all right. Do I get to choose a plan of action here, or
yeah, I was going to say, like, you have been seen.
I'm going to do the stupidest decision, and I'm just going to go and try to punch this kid in the face.
So you are going to run out of the trailer, down the steps, through the front yard, up to this kid, and just deck him.
Oh, he's outside.
He's outside. He's not in the trailer.
Oh,
he sees you through the window.
Then never mind. Let's just go back to Pebble for now. Then.
As much as I really want you to just like in an RPG where you trigger an attack and realize the Pathfinder's going to make you run halfway around the map to do like one punch.
Let's just go back to Pebble then for now.
Okay, fair enough.
Or yeah.
Right. Meanwhile, back with the nerds. Yeah, these STEM kids, they're not like, without wanting to disparage against people who are into STEM fields, which are an important thing that people need to get more interested in.
Shit on them. It's fun.
They are a little bit rabbit in the headlights. They feel that they are, like, you can see that Warren is like, he would combust under a desk lamp, pale, red head.
They're like Marxist-Leninists at a protest for the first time.
Just like little babies. They need shepherding.
They're like, oh, I read about it in a book, though.
So what you need here is...
Apologies to any ML listeners. I appreciate you, I promise.
What you need here is the benevolent socialist Chad.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
We'll see. I'm looking at these kids, right? And they're looking at me. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to look at them until they say something.
Well, I was going to say about that. Like, Warren, the skinny redhead, is very much just kind of looking back over at the laptop he's got plugged into something in there.
How old is he?
He's probably 16. He's probably the youngest of the three. Kali is probably about 17, 18. A girl who is mucking around with a toolbox and is kind of trying to figure out the right socket.
So I'm just standing there, looking at them. I'm like, so how are you guys doing? I guess. Actually, I don't know if I'd say it like that. I probably say it like, so what are you up to?
There's kind of a brief pause. Warren and Kali just look over at Malia, who is most certainly like the most active looking, like is not looking quite as terrified as the others, and just proceeds to go, yeah. So we're trying to improve the improve the efficiency of our hybrid drive. We're finding that when we go to high inclines, we tend to run into this deficit where we start burning way too much gas just to compensate for the actual electrical drive. So Warren's just trying to figure out if there's some way we can kind of get the onboard systems to cut rhythmically to get that out. And she starts just devolving into this ramble of techno speak.
Do I have any idea what the fuck she's talking about?
Carly just kind of side-eyes you and just goes, she's trying to fix something when we haven't actually got the wheels on yet. I'm just letting them go while I try and put the fucking thing together.
I see.
You're Annan, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Hi, Carly. That's Malia, and he's Warren. Yeah, we got the kit sent in. It was like a gift sponsor thing. The DHAKALs are real freaking cool. I can't believe they actually managed to front this. But the kit it didn't come with instructions, so we're kind of having to sound this out here.
Okay, so talk me through, like, where are you at? Like, what do you add practically rather than theoretically?
Yeah, she begins to kind of give you a rough breakdown of, like, physically the buggy is in just a few big pieces that need to be snapped together. It's just that it needs to be done a very particular way, otherwise shit won't actually reach where it needs to. Now, since you don't really have much technical knowledge in engineering, do you want to give me a fit-in?
Fuck you, making me roll this every time.
Which is plus fake.
So +0, cool. Let me see if I have anything that I can use to bullshit here. Hold on.
Yeah, let's have a look at your character sheet.
Because I have so if they actually need me to do stuff,
you could.
I have exceptional motor skills. So if they want to put me to work doing something,
You've also got burning at both ends.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter here, with the role I've got, but that's not going to affect it. Yeah, I mean, if I used burning at both ends and managed to convince you that exceptional motor skills was relevant here,
which probably wouldn't, since you've actually got to learn it first.
Yeah.
What did you roll?
This is 5.
I mean, mark another experience. This is the cool thing, because it allows you to power level by sucking.
Oh, don't worry, I'm used to that.
No, power level.
Oh no! Oh.
But yeah, no, that's fair enough. I'm gonna say, right, so you try your best to stop the information flopping out the other ear as it goes in, but after a couple of minutes of her trying to explain this to you, eventually she kind of indicates that she wants you to kind of hold something so she can try and fasten it together. And you're still so kind of blanked, you forget to hold on to a key part of the chassis, and it just drops on your foot. Now, Mark, lose a point of essence.
I don't think. Okay.
Not necessarily that, just that you would. If I made you lose a point of veil, you'd be taken out for the scene, which would suck for you massively.
Yeah.
And also, it's a sudden, massive disruption.
Yeah.
To your form.
That makes sense.
So, yeah.
So I lose a point of essence. Okay, do I have to fake a reaction? Because this doesn't hurt.
I would say you failed the roll, so I'm going to pretty much say you just don't notice.
So is it physically on my foot then? I just haven't noticed.
It's probably physically through your foot, to be completely honest, and you just haven't really noticed.
Have they noticed?
Well, Carly has just kind of looked down, seen it fall on your foot, and just reached down to kind of pull it back up again, like with a shout, which probably drags your attention close enough that you just pull it back. And yeah, she kind of drops it back down again with another clang. Goes, "Oh my god, are you okay? That fell right on your foot. God damn. We gotta get okay.
I wear sturdy boots. They're steel toe caps.
Seriously,
wearing them in the shop.
That thing weighs like a quarter ton. Are you sure your foot's okay?"
Yeah.
I mean, she kind of looks.
I look. It's fine, all right. Don't worry about me. Let's just get this thing put together, all right? I'll pay more attention.
Okay. All right. I've just. Oh, God damn it! Just Warren, put the laptop down. Get a jack. Let's get this thing up properly. And with your example of apparently not getting your foot crushed into a fine paste as an example, it kind of gets them focusing on the important shit and not worrying too much about the theory. Which is doing...
It sounds like I offer to put together anything that kind of is not too hard to do, and I also try and keep an eye on them and check whenever they're sort of going off on a tangent and sort of try and steer them back.
You're going to more supervise them than actually get involved.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try. This is not my strong suit. Is anything on the vehicle significantly damaged?
Nothing seems damaged. It's a lot of pretty cheap, but decently held together parts. There's no real, like, nothing's been cracked. Like, when the frame dropped, it mostly did damage to the ground than it did to the frame.
Ooh, they're not going to be happy about that.
It's a garage. I mean, it's concrete.
Okay, what do I think about this situation?
You feel like there's a little pulse from your pocket as your phone gets another message.
I asked I step away for a moment from the kids and pull my phone out and open it up.
You got a list. A couple of things have been texted through you from T, one of the guys you know from the group. He's an ex-military drone operator, and he's kind of the techie for a lot of the guys in the group. And he mentions a couple of things: an alternator, a couple of spark plugs, some fairly basic things. And then he brings up like a fuel injector schematic and goes, "If you can land me one of these, we'll fucking go gangbusters."
Okay, so should I do a hunt to try and find any of this stuff?
If you want to leave these guys to their devices and go and hunt, you can go and hunt.
Oh no, I was going to hunt through the parts we have for our buggy.
That's fair enough, in which case that's going to be hunt with a bonus.
What's the bonus, sorry?
Well, the bonus is going to be that you're taking from parts you know are here, and you've kind of got them distracted.
Okay, so I'm going to roll.
So I would say
hunt is, what do you plus it with?
You can use any stat. I'm going to say because of this, and because you're actively fucking these kids over by stealing their shit.
Fury, maybe.
I'm going to say Fury. So I'm going to say roll that and take an additional +1 because you've kind of got them distracted.
Okay. So, that's fun. So that's 5 again, +1 +2, that's 7.
+1 +2 would be 8. It's still a partial success.
Oh, wait, yeah, my bad. It's partial success, so yeah. Do I see anything that I think would be useful?
So, with a partial success, I'm going to give you a early choice. You see pretty much all the parts here that you could possibly that you know the guys could use. If you took them, these kids would absolutely know it was you, because it looks like they did an inventory. Like there's a little sheet with all the parts they've been given. So at some point they would know they've all gone, and the fact that you've gone along with them would be like pretty concrete evidence. Or with that knowledge, you could choose to maybe pluck 1 or 2 surplus things, which wouldn't really damage the project, but it wouldn't be enough to get the other group's buggy up and running. But it would get them on the way.
That's a hard choice.
Well, that's the fucking point of a hard choice, baby.
Oh, I thought you'd never ask.
Tone down the horny.
Can I make a modification to your suggestion?
If you want to pitch something, go for it.
This is a terrible idea.
That's a brilliant prefix to any player.
Prefix this with the fact that I can slow things down just as easily as I can speed things up. So this would not be an uncontrolled action.
Yes.
You said it's a hybrid vehicle?
It's like a 4-cylinder and then a battery.
What if the battery started smoking?
What are you trying to accomplish exactly? Because this just sounds
Well,
like even more fucking sabotage.
well, no, here's my thought, right? How large are the things that I am taking?
I mean, spark plugs, the fuel injector, they're kind of pocket-sized, generally speaking. But they are stuff that has to go into an engine to make it go.
Okay, so I set the battery on fire.
I mean, that's going to be a different...
Inside it with all the other parts around it, right?
Well, I mean, they've got the battery hooked into the buggy because that's how...
Okay, then that's on fire there. Then it doesn't really matter.
Wow.
I've got a solution. Yeah.
What a piece of shit.
I am a piece of shit.
Okay, that's fair enough, as long as you're okay with it. You're going to have to give me a roll to do this. You're going to have to give me an invoke. So give me a roll plus strange.
Okay.
Because that was assessing the situation, and you could have just made a choice there.
A strange... that's a 9.
Cool. So on a 7 to 9, you can pick one of the following. You can wield your power efficiently and precisely. You can make it manifest in a subtle or hard-to-prove manner. Or you can make sure that it doesn't leave you drained, disorientated, or exposed. So whichever one of these you pick, the other two will be in effect.
The second one.
So it's subtle or hard to prove.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be efficient or precise.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you... I mean, how do you agitate things? Do you see them on a molecular level? Or is this more of like an empathic kind of push?
I think that it's like I don't really have senses in the same way that most people would. So it kind of doesn't really feel like I am... To me, it just feels like a thing that I can do. If
That's
that makes
fair
sense.
enough. Yeah, just squint at it and go, blow the fuck up.
Yeah.
You reach out and the battery... For what you were aiming to do was to make the battery discreetly and slowly just short itself and just give out a lot of shitty smoke. There's just a loud bang that comes from the kind of engine block of the buggy, and yeah, apart from the kind of shouting and the screams from the STEM kids, Carly just kind of stumbles back, and he kind of just leans against one of the tool cabinets with like blood kind of coming down from her calf, and she's just fuck, shit, fuck, ow! What the hell was that?
Okay, I've got follow-ups. Okay, as the bang happens,
this is the perfect time for you to swipe the things.
Yes, which is what the plan is. So, I am gonna this is happening. Yeah, just before I set the explosion, because I was trying to explain this, but then you went off on a thing. I pocket the items. I then, as the explosion goes off, spin around and knock over the entire like rack of everything that it's supposed to go inside the car all over the fucking floor, right? I need to do that, like make it look like an accident. I didn't do that on purpose. Do I need to roll for that?
I mean, that was all pretty much the invoke roll. If you got like a 10, then you would have been able to get everything you wanted. With the 7 to 9, there was going to have to be some kind of compromise. So you can get away with this, totally fine. It's just you've hurt someone in the consequence, and it's still not necessarily a flawless crime.
Because I want to like make it like difficult to like.
Oh no! These kids are going to be busy taking this girl to the fucking clinic.
Oh, okay. I'm a good person. Okay, so
yeah, she's got a bit of burning plastic. She's got like a bit of molten plastic and metal just stuck in her car.
Okay, so I have significant survival skills specialized in treating burn wounds. Under my skills.
I'm just gonna make a hard roll here and go. If you stop to help, you're not gonna get away clean. If you hang around, this could be resolved in-house, and therefore they might find out about it much quicker. Whereas if this whole thing gets put on massive hiatus while they go off and get her treated, that buys you way more time. At which point...
Can I assess the situation of the wound? Like, how bad is it? Is it like flesh wounds?
I will say for free, it's a teenager reacting to a bloody surface wound.
Okay.
So
it's something that I would have seen before. It's something that I am used to. This is not something that would make me immediately panic about the safety of them. I wouldn't feel good about it, but I wouldn't be like,
yeah.
oh fuck, I've severed an artery. This
Oh no
person's
no no.
gonna...
Yeah, this hasn't. This is a battery exploding within a metal housing, and like a bit of it got through. It's not like the whole thing went off like a grenade.
All right, so as I swipe the things, I rush over and try and like mollycoddle her and make her feel emotionally stable. And then I start calling for. Actually, would she have left at this point
I mean,
to get the kids?
I was going to say like Warren and Malia would just kind of try and like pick her up, legs and arms, and just start carrying her out to the garage and just try and get some help.
Wait, so the person who got injured, was that the...
That was Carly. That was the engineer.
Yes. Okay, and then but is the mother gone? This like the wife of the owner.
Oh yeah, Uki went a while ago. She's up. She's picking off her kid. She's up picking up.
Is there anyone here who could like drive the kid to the hospital? Is my point.
No, you were the responsible adult left in charge of these kids.
I'm a good person, so let me think about what to do.
Fucking terrible.
So I know this is
person.
a lot. I know this is a lot of out of character stuff. I just want to understand what's going on like around me because it's kind of influences my decisions. So as I put the stuff in my bag, I sort of walk over to her and I'm like, "Holy shit, what's going on? What? Look, because I am genuinely shocked, right?
Yeah.
I was expecting some smoke. I wasn't expecting like bloody legs and kids getting hurt. So I'm like, I'm shaken. So let's go. Oh fuck. Are you okay? What's going on?
Yeah, Carl is just kind of gritting her teeth, trying to put a brave face on it, but she's really just looking down at her leg, and like you can see smoking plastic sticking out from like the cloth in her trousers. Like she was wearing overalls which have got reasonable durability to them, but if something hits them hard enough, it'll just punch in.
I understand. So would me literally providing the most basic level of first aid be considered? Because I feel like that would be the in-character decision to do. But would that mean I wouldn't be able to take the stuff? If I'm like going to fix up and make it so you can carry on going.
I'm literally. I'm pretty much going to make it plain. You can still take the stuff and help her.
Yeah.
If you stay and help, this situation will resolve much faster, and they will notice stuff has gone sooner. Yeah. Whereas if you have them go and take her to the clinic to be treated, they are going to be gone for a good couple of hours, which will not only give you time, but open up the possibility that other people could have taken the stuff.
Okay. So
if
how do I get how are they going to go to the clinic? That's the question. Like,
well,
that's what I said. Warren
basically, you would either let Warren and Malia carry her out to the street and flag someone down to drive them to the clinic. Like, there are lots of people in town. There are going to be people there who can help them.
I feel like, would me going with them to the clinic, leaving the garage empty, give it even more of an alibi and allow me to go and get them to the clinic?
Yeah, sure. It is very much a decision of whether or not you actually want to try and resolve it here or resolve it at the clinic.
I'm gonna go outside and flag down a car, and at the same time I'm gonna be texting the situation to Clovis and panicking and freaking out and saying what I've done and having kind of a meltdown about what the fuck to do.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's simple enough to flag down a passerby as you are standing there at the side of the street with 3 kids, one of which is bleeding from her leg. A guy in a pickup truck just kind of slams on the brakes as he sees this, just kind of pops the door open and goes, "Get her in the back, come on!" Waves
I
you
intentionally leave the garage door open. Do the kids notice?
No one else is paying attention. It's more than easy.
Okay.
It's simple enough for you to do that. And if you all hop in the back, he will burn rubber down to the clinic, which is maybe like half
on our way there.
Street.
I start applying first aid to her legs.
At this point, with like a hot shrapnel injury like this, you know that it's better not to fuck around with pressure because you could push particulates into the wound.
Yeah.
So yeah, they'll probably they might have to excise it rather than just pull it out.
Okay, so I'm tearing rubber down the street. I had a little panic attack inside my head. I'm trying to look calm.
I'm gonna pull back from you if that's okay.
Yeah.
And just
okay.
I'm
texting Clovis. So that's it. Yeah.
I like kind of leaving it in transitional shots so I can hop back and forth and have the time be fluid. So meanwhile, back in the trailer, Vicky's having
shit,
this
isn't it?
stare down with a shitty teenager through a thin glass window.
Staring at me through a glass window.
Yeah, the kid just kind of loosely swings the bat off his shoulder and just starts tapping it against the picket fence. He's just not looking away from you.
What would be your proposed course of action? Because I would say if I were my character, I would try to search for whatever I'm searching for really quick.
So just straight up ignore the kid and just start trying to find the shit. Yeah, again, feel free to make bad decisions.
Okay, then let's
it's role play decisions first, like tactical gamey like decisions second is the general rule.
Yeah, you will not win.
And
you
let's
will simply
push. Let's push a dresser near the window that I came through. And then let's push another dresser near the door. So that gives me some time to look through still.
So you're going to basically just start pulling the place apart now, trying to find this shit.
Yeah, I'm basically just going to start pulling the fucking place apart.
Cool. In which case, could you give me... could you roll plus Fury, but you can also add Bagman into this as well, as now you're starting to be, like, overtly a fucking criminal.
Alright,
so
I'll roll
give me 2d6
right
and add plus 2.
Okay, I have 3 on the first die, 5 on the second die, so that's 8 plus 2, 10.
10. Nice. Yeah, you get exactly what you're fucking looking for. So yeah, you still make a mess. You pretty much just go, okay, fuck this, and just start popping cupboards, pulling at drywall, trying to see if there's any loose panels, and like start ripping the place up a bit. You kind of turn away from the kid, so you're not really paying attention to him. But within about 3 minutes, you've kind of gone through all the places someone would normally stash a good amount of shit if they wanted to keep it in one place. And sure enough, you kind of go up to the toilet, you pull up the top on the cistern, and taped to the back of it is a nice little kind of fist-sized bag of a random assortment of pills and powders.
All right. Okay.
Which you just can quite easily just kind of pop out and stash in your jacket as you will.
Yeah. Let's stash in the jacket then.
Yeah.
Okay, now from here.
I
got what I want, right?
I'm now going to be a bitch.
Okay.
If this guy's got this, he's got to have some more shit knocking around here. Like that's the delivery. Cool. But come on, he's got to have like some jewelry, some cash, maybe a gun. So I'm going to start compelling your mark from now on.
Okay.
For the rest of this session. With your mark being compelled, this is going to suck balls. You're going to be taking -1 on all your rolls until you appease it. If you do, you can heal, and you basically get some nice benefit. You get a benefit from that. If you choose not to appease your mark and end the session, you will actually gain XP. So it's a choice.
Let's appease the mark. Let's see what we can get out of this.
So you just want to go, okay, fuck it, and just
let's just raid the entire fucking place, dude. I want to see how much shit I can get.
Okay, nice. All right, so yeah, I will say, in fact, yeah, you know what? Give me the same roll again. In fact, well, I was gonna say you're no longer using Bagman. You're now using Junkie. So yeah, give me another 2d6 plus 2.
All right. So I have 3 on. Yeah, I have 6 plus 2. That's 8.
So total
3 on the first die, 3 on the second die.
Okay, so you got an 8. Cool. So on an 8. Yeah, I'm gonna say you pull around and you find a neat little roll of banknotes stuck down one of the in a hollow in one of the legs of the bed, the big double bed. And as you pull it out, you look up and there's just this kind of shunting sound coming from the front of the trailer, and then you just see a dresser from the hallway topple over.
Oh shit!
And you just kind of hear a gangly youth sprouts from the doorway with the baseball bat in hand and goes, "Now, if y'all don't want an ass kicking, you'll put that shit back."
I want to roll to punch him in the face.
You just want to fucking smash this bitch?
Yeah.
Cool, yeah. roll plus fury.
All right.
I'll
I have
say
3 on the first die, 4 on the second die.
4, 5, 6, 7, so 8. Yeah, it would be no more than an 8 or a 9 anyway. Cool, so you are going to be hurting. On a 7 to 9, you can pick 2 of these 3. You suffer immediate consequences, the situation escalates, or you lose face and feel shitty about your actions, which will reduce your veil.
I feel shitty about my actions.
And you need to pick another one as well.
And what were the other 2?
The other 2 are suffer immediate consequences, or the situation escalates or gets out of hand.
Situation escalates and gets out of hand.
Okay, fair enough. And what? Your fury is +1. So yeah, pretty much standard damage for most people. Yeah, you just walk up to this kid and I'll leave it to you. How do you knock this kid the fuck out?
1 punch straight in the nose.
Oh yeah, so you just fucking right hook him in the face, and despite the scraggly, kind of skinny body, you can put some shit behind that fist. And the kid just kind of cocks his head back, like takes 1 step forward, and then just goes backwards over the dresser and collapses unconscious onto the carpet. And yeah, it's easy enough to kind of step over him, step over the dresser with money in one hand and the drugs in the other. You step outside and you just kind of turn your head, and there's just this beautiful panorama of very angry fucking rednecks.
Shit.
No one's visibly armed, but there are plenty of people just standing around with like just angry expressions, beer guts, and Confederate t-shirts on. It's and there's just this kind of silence as they look at you, taking what you're holding.
All right. Can I put all that shit in my jacket?
I think that's really the least of your problems right now.
If I'm gonna be, I think what I want to do is I'm gonna try to escape from my life and hide on the bike and like fucking pedal as fast as I can.
So you are literally just gonna fucking book it.
I mean, unless I get a gun, I ain't got shit. Those rednecks are gonna kick my ass, dog.
No,
don't underestimate the power of the inbred redneck.
Especially when they're in a herd.
Exactly.
Swarm? What would be the collective term? Let's not even ask. It's a NASCAR rally, of course it is.
Oh shit!
Deep fucking cuts.
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna try to book it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say straight off, just give me a engage. So basically the same thing again. Give me a roll plus. Are you gonna try and be like? Are you just going to run away, or are you gonna like try and make a path through them?
I'm going to. I'm gonna book it. Is the bike near them?
The bike's kind of a bit closer to them, but if you could get to
the bike.
If you could get to it, you'd actually have a bit more speed on them, especially since you'd be going downhill.
All right, yeah. Then I'm definitely gonna go to the bike, which I guess is going near them.
Yeah, I would say in which case, give me a roll plus real, because this is now just fucking survival mode kicking in.
All right, I got a 6 on one die and a 6 on the other.
Holy fucking shit! So that's a total of 14. That is plenty. That is everything you need and more. In some systems, that's called succeeding with style, but it's just success here. Yeah, you run. There's like this moment of like tension between you and the group of rednecks. They expect you to run away, so they're kind of flat-footed when you dart forwards, grab the bike, sling it behind you, and just kind of take off at a running hop, landing on the bike and just, I guess, just kind of punching through the shitty picket fencing around the garden and just start riding off round the back of the trailers, which no one seemed to be really prepared for.
Christ.
And so, yeah, you just zigzag around the back of all these mobile homes, like through the garbage and through the old boxes that were left out back there. And while everyone is desperately trying to either run with you or run kind of parallel to you, no one can seem to figure out precisely where you're going to pop out. And sure enough, you're able to kind of get onto the main drag back out of town before anyone's even got the chance to get into a truck. And Yeah, you are a good ways away before anyone can even begin to get their shit together. So yeah,
Right.
you are home free back towards Kalipe, but you have very much left this place in a fucking mess.
Oh well, things happen, I guess. All right.
Almost want that to be like a postal thing where you're like, oh, we'll avoid these guys now.
What's the next what's the next step we got here?
Well, you know that you've got to get this shit to Petty, near the Close Encounters Bar and Grill, before 11. You've got this done pretty quick. To be perfectly honest, you're not sure if he's going to be there right now. But there's also the matter of there's probably going to be a bunch of angry rednecks rolling into town not too long from now looking for you.
Well,
so it's up to you. You could go and try and find Petty, or you could maybe try and find somewhere to lay low for a bit.
I want to try to drop off the cash somewhere sneaky. I want to drop off the cash inside of a box. No. Actually, I'll let you choose this one. I want to drop off the cash somewhere stealthy.
I mean, I'd say there's a P.O. box. There's like a postal box system in town. So if you wanted to kind of leave some shit there, you probably could.
All right, then I'll drop off the cash that I got, the bonds or whatever, in there. And then I am going to I'm going to make it to Petty quick.
Fair enough. So you're just going to head off to the bar and grill and hopefully find him there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I would say making your way through Kalipe at the moment, now that it's starting to get to kind of midday, early afternoon, it's getting busy. There's a lot more people on the streets. There's a lot more police activity as well. Like, you can clearly see most of the sheriff's deputies are out just keeping an eye on people, not really interrupting anyone. You definitely see a couple of them just give you the fucking shit eye as you run past. Well, as you... Are you still using the bicycle at this point?
At this point, once I got into town, I picked up the bike, I threw it over a fence, and I just started.
Just sort of... No, it's fine. Yeah, so you just fucking book it, ditch your wheels, and yeah, no one's really paying you much attention at this point, but yeah, the cops are like, oh fuck, it's him. Okay, make sure he doesn't pickpocket anyone or stab anyone, whatever that fucking junkie wants to do. And yeah, you can pretty easily make your way over to the bar and grill at this point. It's busy as fuck. It's a bar. They've opened. It's as busy as it's expected to be when you're in this kind of heat and there's fresh drinks to be had. Just at a cursory glance, you're pretty sure you can't see Petty round here, but it's busy. It might be a good place just to kind of get your head down for a little while. Or at the very least, maybe just hide out the back.
I want to take a trip to the bathroom.
Yeah. If you want to head in, then you will kind of get acknowledged by the staff there. I would say you're going to have to give me a fit in just to make sure that people don't kind of realize, hey, this fucking homeless guy is going to try and hide in the bathroom. So if you could just give me a plus fake, 2d6 plus fake.
All right. First die is 6. The second one's 4.
Yeah, that is plenty. That's another 10. So yeah, you just quite quickly stroll in there. One of the waitresses just kind of catches your eye. You mumble something to the effect of, I'm eating someone, and they just blank you at that point and start walking off. So it's simple enough for you to just slip into the men's. Are you just going to hide in a stall? Or are you just going to linger around there like a sex offender?
And then I'm going to hide in a stall for a little bit.
Okay,
now,
fair
question,
enough.
With me being a heroin addict, do I have a phone on me? Like a burner phone? Or do I
would say it's not too far out of the question for you to have a burner phone on you.
Then I'll have a really cheap burner flip phone.
Cheap little piece of shit Nokia.
Yeah, I'll hide in there, and then I'll text Petty to have a meeting to take a piss in the stall next to me or something, I guess.
Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, you send a text and wait. Maybe 5-10 minutes go by. A couple of people come in, use the stall next to you, go back out again.
I will continue to wait, and I'll probably be impatient about it, and then I'll let you switch over to Pebble here.
Yeah. So, meanwhile, in the truck...
going at like stupid speed, having a panic attack after just severely injuring a child to get some car parts. Let's go.
You could have just been a good role model, but no, you had to mutilate some teenagers.
Oh God.
I spent my whole life mutilating things.
Jesus Christ. So yeah, it's again not a massively long ride. It would have just been real bad to try and do it on foot with someone who's injured. And it's quick. It's pretty quick work for you to head over to the clinic. It's publicly subsidized. It's not a full-blown hospital, but it can handle this kind of stuff without bankrupting the average person, which is pretty much all you can expect at this point. And within about 5 minutes of getting actually into the clinic and one of the nurses having a quick assessment, the doctor comes out, looks her over for a few moments and goes, all right, yeah, we're going to have to excise that. Has anyone got in contact with their family, their parents? Do you have their contact details?
Oh, fuck, I probably should have done that, shouldn't I? Instead of panic texting Clovis.
Yeah, or maybe panic texting UCHE as well, like telling her that, oh shit, the kids you were looking after are now...
Let's just say I did that. I text their mother. I'm just babysitting, I guess. Not mother, you know what I mean. I mean, I haven't heard back yet. I'm just here with them.
Are you surreptitiously texting that behind your back? Like, fuck, shit.
Yeah. I don't even need to do it behind my back.
Well, I was going to say, you're texting UCHE?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a few moments as you're explaining all of this, and Dr. Cordell is just looking over the girl and like starts taking them over to like the local theatre to just to start cleaning the wound, and your phone goes off behind you.
I just take my hand out and look at it and go, oh.
Yeah, it's okay.
I look at it and I answer and I go, hello. Hi, hello, yeah.
You are cut off. There's just this. What the fuck? I leave you alone for like 20 minutes and this is what happens? How the hell is that girl hurt that quick? I need to call her mum. I need to make sure that they've got the fucking insurance for this. I thought I could fucking trust you and you tried to fucking haggle with me. What the hell?
I mean, I'm really
just stay there. Stay there. I'm gonna come over. I'm gonna straighten this out as best I fucking can. You go take care of whatever else you need to take care of today. Just go. I'm not interested. Whatever the fuck else you want to do today, you're not doing this anymore. God damn. I thought I could fucking trust you. I thought Moses was just giving me shit about, oh, you can't trust that fucking girl. She'll just shit you over. I thought you were better than that, and this is what happens. Fucking innocent kids get fucking hurt because you're not paying fucking attention and just hangs up.
What do you... Fuck. I'm just in the middle of this clinic going, fuck you. And I just put it in my pocket and like just very blatantly just in the middle, no shit's given, just fuck.
Yeah, Warren and Malia are just like, Warren is very much shaken up and Malia is looking a bit teary. You're sitting in the waiting room, they're just looking up at you.
I take a deep... I don't take a deep breath, but I feign taking a deep breath. I sit down next to the kids and I go, I'm really sorry that this happened. Obviously, it's not something that any of us intended. Is there anything that, I can do to help you? Anything that you would feel would make you, less stressed? Do you need a hug?
Warren is just looking down at his lap. Malia just looks up at you with kind of a deadpan expression and goes, I'm not a fucking kid.
I would have offered that same kind of assistance to an adult.
We'll see how Kali's doing, and I guess we'll see if there's anything we can salvage. The battery's fucking gone. We're not going to find a spare battery, so that's gone. We'll take care of it. Just thanks for whatever. She just pulls out her phone and goes, I'm just going to call my parents.
Okay. I don't know how this is getting blamed on me. It's not my fault they fucking hook up the battery wrong.
You were also the supervising adult.
Yeah,
It's kind of a default thing to drop on you.
Freak of nature sort of accidents. These things happen.
Yeah.
I go and I sit in the waiting room, kind of give them some space.
Yeah.
I checked my phone. Have I gotten any replies from Moses?
Uh,
Moses? I mean, Clovis. Bleh, bleh, bleh.
oh yeah. I mean, well, yeah. T was the one who actually sent you the message with "These are the parts I need." Clovis is just on the
Yeah.
general. It's just on the general encrypted chat that the rest of the guys are on.
Okay, well, I'm
Um,
panicking in that chat, I guess. So whoever replies.
yeah, there's like you kind of post what's happened, then there's like several people are typing.
Oh no.
Well, again, like how forthcoming are you being here? Like the battery blew up, or I blew the battery up with my mind powers.
They don't know that I have mind powers. Only
Then the
Clovis
battery
does.
just blew up, so it's going to be more of a oh fuck, oh shit, how are they okay? Yeah, Clovis is very much just. Do you need anyone to come over there? Do you need are they hospitalized? Is anyone fucking dead?
I respond with a explanation of the situation as well as the fact that I am now in deep shit with I'm terrible with the character names because she's not
Okay.
in chat. Okay, and like I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do, and I'm also just incredibly tired because you said it was draining the what I did because I didn't pick the
Yeah,
ability
you
to
are just yeah.
just wiped out. I'm like
You just kind of then you just get like a
once
separate DM.
once Uke comes over, can somebody come and pick me up, please?
Yeah, you get Clovis just kind of texts back and goes, yeah, I'll come get you, and then you kind of get a DM of Zach, kind of sliding into your DMs, just
Oh.
like, hey girl, you said their battery blew.
Yeah.
They're gonna need their shit now.
I'm already ahead of you on that one, sadly.
Just dot dot dot. Nice.
Yeah,
Then
sure.
just grab what you
Just I just
can.
I just write. I don't even reply. I just like leave them on red.
Yeah, you just get a couple. You just get like 3 or 4 more messages before they just kind of peter out.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I
about like 5 minutes later, Uke just comes through that fucking door like gangbusters.
I prepare. I brace myself. Is there a bracing action?
No, unfortunately not. But no, Uke just kind of comes through. She's with her husband. It's Sang,
Oh, Jesus
who is
Christ.
who is actually like a very nice older man, kind of
Okay.
slightly graying hair. He's holding Amir in his shoulder, like he's holding his son Amir in his arms, who is
I'm sort of
maybe
just got my head in my hands and I just
5 years old or
look.
so.
I look like I'm about to pass out from fatigue. Like, I'm
Yeah,
just like,
it looks like there's just a moment when Uke looks like she's about to fucking roundhouse you, and Utsang just very gently puts the back of his hand to the side of her arm, looks at her, shakes his head, and then they just kind of Uke just goes over to the other 2 kids, starts talking to them in a low voice, and Utsang just bows slightly over to you just so he can whisper and goes, "Yeah, she's not gonna be any good to anyone right now. You should probably go."
okay,
I know it's probably not your fault. I don't know, but the kit we got, we thought it was good. If the battery did what you said it did, then no one could have actually seen that was going to happen.
I don't even know if I was so stressed when I left. I don't know what. I don't even know. I'm sorry. I just got out of there and I tried to help them and it was on fire and.
I mean, did you? I mean, I swung by. I didn't see anything else. I mean, it looks like the whole thing burned itself out, but fuck, it's gonna stink out the fucking restaurant as well. Look, just
I just. Yeah, I did
just
look.
take.
My first priority was to get the kid to hospital. I didn't know what else to do.
You did.
I'm not a medic.
Look, you did everything you could. He just kind of looks around, makes sure that Uke is not paying attention, just kind of pulls $20 out of his pocket, just hands it over to you like,
Thank
as
you
much
so
as I think I
much.
can get away with. Just
And
look after yourself.
I touch him on the shoulder and I say, if you ever if you know what I mean, just you've got my number.
I know,
And
I know.
I stand up and I just take one look over at the kids and I try not to cry and start to leave and I mean and I come outside and I just collapse in front of the clinic on the floor and wait for Komis to come pick me up. Yeah, I'm fine.
You fucking. God damn. And the Oscar goes to... yeah, I would say if at this point... we can probably hop back to Vic just briefly. I would love for you two to be in the same scene together, but unfortunately 2 players means shit happens in different directions.
I'm sure there will be a reason that we will meet up.
Yes. Perched on the toilet like some kind of bog goblin, some kind of turd gargoyle. Vic, you text Petty, and about 10 minutes later, you get a buzz as Petty just kind of goes, we'll be there in 10. And then within about 10 minutes, yeah, you just kind of get another text going, Outback, WTF, in full caps.
Oh, God. All right. Well, then I guess I will sneak my way out back.
Yeah. When you kind of poke your head out the bathroom, it's pretty clear. Well, it's still pretty busy. But you can kind of see out in the street, you recognize a couple of bigger, burlier looking people now just kind of pacing up and down the street, talking to people. As some of the people who were chasing you down the fucking mountain about an hour ago. So if you want to get round the back and out of sight, you'll probably have to try and sneak by them.
Okay.
So I'm going to say, give me a fit in, because you're trying to stealth.
All right. Well, if I... Okay.
So give me plus 2d6 plus fake.
I have a 3 die and a 5 die.
5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8's not too bad. 8's a partial success. So yeah, you get close, but you make a last-minute error, social slip, or give something away. So yeah, you can pretty kind of working with the crowd and making sure that you're not making too much of a mess. You step out as someone steps in. Take a hook round to the left and start heading into the kind of back alley around the back of the restaurant, which is this kind of big 50s style diner with a big silver UFO kind of shaped installation on the roof.
All right.
And as you start heading around the back, you do just straight out bump shoulders with someone coming off of the smoke break and heading back in, and it's just like, hey, watch it, you fucking idiot. And it made some noise. You're not sure if anyone else heard it, but you clearly caught someone's attention as you started slipping away.
Right.
But yeah, you head around the back, and around the back of the diner, it's your standard back of any kind of restaurant area. There's some big dumpsters, there's a grease trap, there's all sorts of other shit out the back here. And the big thing that's quite obvious is there's the beat-up green panel van that you remember Petty driving most of the time. He's kind of leaning on one side of it. There's multiple cigarette butts around his feet already. He's kind of biting at the tip of one of them as he kind of shoots it out of his mouth, looks over it and goes, okay, what the fuck happened?
Apologies, I had work stuff to do. But...
Okay.
It's a fucking NASCAR meet out there. How the hell do you manage to piss off every single fucking redneck in a 10-mile radius?
I want to try to take a chance and lie.
Sure. You want to bullshit this man? What kind of excuse are you coming up with here?
I'm going to come up with, I was jumped, I clocked a kid in the face who tried to rob me, and then they misinterpreted the situation, and now they're trying to throw it back against me.
That's fair enough. I'd say give me another roll plus fake if that's the case, because that's very much just bluffing and bullshitting.
Roll plus fake.
So
I have a 3 die and a 5 die.
5, 6, and 8. Okay, yeah, sure. So yeah, Petty kind of hears you out, rolls it over in his head. He kind of just makes a kind of very pursed face for a few moments, then just kind of sighs. I guess that kind of makes sense. Look, I got a call saying that some fucking junkie was breaking into my man's trailer. I figured the idiot probably didn't leave a key, so you were probably just trying to go and get his shit. And then some kid runs in there like he's trying to stop you or whatever, and you knock him out. Okay, fine. I guess just that pissed off you beat up that kid. Fuck it. If you got the shit or not.
Alright. I give him the shit, and I eye him carefully.
Yeah, he just kind of... Yeah, he just kind of palms it, turns it over. Alright. He kind of takes the pack... He kind of pulls something out of the package. Looks like just a kind of plastic plastic card almost. Pockets the rest of the package and just takes out his phone, runs it over the tag. There's a little dip. Yeah, this looks like it. Alright. He tosses the tag. There's a little kind of strip of plastic back over to you. He goes, alright, that's where the rest of the stash will be on the coordinates on that. Now, do you think you can pull the rest of the shit off without making half the town want to fucking murder you some more? Because I can deal with some of this, but you've got to fucking get your shit together.
Okay. All right. I'll try my best.
All right. So you've still got that shitty fucking burner phone, don't you?
Yeah, I still got the shitty burner phone.
All right. Look, if you, it's gonna be just give me the phone and I'll fucking input it myself.
All right. There you go.
He just takes both, looks and kind of squints really hard at the tag. And you can see him kind of copying something off of that and inputting it directly into the phone. He goes, that fucking goddamn. And over his shoulder, as you're just waiting for him to do this, you do see a couple of real big fucking burly-looking leatherneck dudes step out with the person you bumped into kind of flanking them, pointing
daddies.
down the... Oh no, attack of the daddies. Pointing you out. And you just see one of them just kind of snorts out a big fucking loogie, looks over to one side, just pulls up a piece of wood he found at the side of the alley and just starts walking towards the two of you.
Well, this is rather unfortunate.
Just hear, yo, tweaker, gonna fuck you up.
Then I am going to... I guess I will tell Petty to get out of here. And then I put the phone in my pocket, and then I guess I will roll to do a warning punch, as in I punch the guy real quick, and then I run away as the others are started.
Well, I would say if you want to just warn Petty, then that's probably going to be sufficient. As you just kind of shout for Petty to look at. He just kind of looks up, looks over his shoulder, and just in one somewhat elegant moment, actually just pulls like a little 38 out the back of his pants and just calmly just holds it at his hip.
Oh, okay.
Just,
I like that better, actually.
And just stares the two of them down. And
all right.
Maybe for a second, one of them takes a slight hesitant step forwards, and Petty just kind of thumbs the hammer back.
Okay.
And after a moment, they just kind of step back and start. They have not taken their eyes off you, but they definitely don't want to fuck with Petty.
Right.
And they start backing out, and Petty just looks over his shoulder at you and goes, "Well, fucking done. You're gonna be lucky if you're not squealing like a pig by the end of tonight. Fuck. All right, get in. I'll fucking drive you halfway. It's gonna be out in the flats, all right? You're gonna got some water on you or some shit."
No, I don't.
Fuck. All right, we'll go by sheets on the way. Jesus.
Sounds good. Okay.
I feel like I'm running a fucking daycare around here. Get in the van. Actually, no, that sounds bad. Never mind.
Okay, Dad, I'll make sure to get in your van.
Even Petty just kind of cracks slightly at that. Fuck's sake. And yeah,
I'll make sure to... Do you have a puppy in the back of the van, too?
I've got puppies, Candid, and Rohypnol.
Okay, sounds good.
That's a Saturday night, motherfucker. Yeah, and he'll drive off with you in the van. And he'll start heading out towards the flats. He'll head off over to Moses Auto, which is like the last gas before you actually go out of Kalipe proper, and park up outside to refill and also to kind of give you rough marching orders. He kind of grabs he grabs you like a plastic bag with like a 6-pack of bottled water, some candy, and like some jerky.
All right.
He's like, right, shouldn't be too much
jerky in the back of the hip.
They don't combine them, man. But yeah, with that kind of done, Petty will just kind of take you over, show you what was on the phone, and go, right, look, it's pretty simple. There's an RFID tag on all the shit we send in here. Get close enough, and this shit should start going off and giving you a rough idea of where it is. We're pretty sure this guy was stashing the other half roughly near the Tree of Utah. You know, the big fucking tourist trap thing down by the interstate.
Yeah.
Head over there, pick it up, For the love of God, don't punch anyone else while you're doing it. Bring it back, and we'll be golden, alright?
Alright. Is he going to stay near Sheets while I do this?
I'll be hanging out at the bar. If you really need me to come and pick you up, I can. But for fuck's sake, I have a social life I'm trying to maintain outside of you, okay? I'm sorry we're not exclusive, baby. I know you're needy. I know you're clingy.
Just stay close by in case I punch another kid in the face.
If there's a fucking bunch of Girl Guides down by that tree and you punch one of them, quite frankly, I'm done.
Well, you know what? Just fucking stay close by.
Fine. Fuck me. I don't think shit's gonna be that fucking difficult. Oh, it's twins, by the way.
Wait, what's up?
Dude's having twins. Apparently his girlfriend was a couple of weeks early, but yeah, twins.
Oh, well, you know what? Then here's another $1 for the other twin. And he pulls it out, and it's just a really crusty one that you can barely bend.
Ugh.
There you go, buddy. Have something for both the twins on me.
Do you regularly use $1 bills to jack off into? Oh, you know what? Just fucking keep it.
All right. You say so.
Jeez,
this could go for your kid's college fund.
Disgusting junkie. Not my fucking kid, you idiot. Never mind.
All right. And I guess I will be seeing you here in a bit.
Yep, go on. Fuck off. Yeah, Petty will just hop back into his panel van and drive off.
Okay, well, with all my supplies, I guess I just start... Well, actually, how big are my supplies?
I mean, for what you've got, and considering it's now past midday, should be enough to at least get you there, like a couple of...
Can I carry it? Or do I need to, like, steal something?
It's a plastic shopping bag. It's nothing too crazy.
All right, that's fine then.
So yeah, there's enough water and a bit of food in there for you to pretty comfortably get there and get back. But fucking around too long out there might be bad for your health.
Okay.
So yeah, while you walk off down this lonely road and the Lonesome Rome DLC kicks in, while that's all been going on, Clovis has rolled up in his pickup truck. He just kind of rolls to a stop.
Can I describe what he sees?
Yeah, what does he see as he's...
He pulls out and he just sees me, like, literally, like, in a homeless-style fetal position on the side of the fucking clinic. With, like, some pieces of paper in front of me that are progressively on fire, and I'm just sitting there going...
Yeah,
like, a real sorry for myself.
Yeah, he just kind of rolls up, engine still going, pops the passenger side door open and goes, "Girl, you look like shit. Get in."
I feel like shit.
Well, then get in and we can feel like shit with someone with air conditioning.
Fine. And I sort of drag myself up off the floor. And suspiciously there's no dust on me, but we don't need to talk about that.
Yeah, no.
And I sort of walk out, sort of just get in the back of the car, and is the back of the van like people can see in it or not?
It's got like roll bars on the back, so it's not really light can pass through it, but it's not really an enclosure.
So wait, what type of truck is it? Like a pickup truck?
Yeah, it's like a cab up front and then just a flat space at the back.
Oh, so where am I getting in the cab then?
In the cab, yeah. He wants you in the front where there's air conditioning.
Okay, I get it. Okay, I thought it was like a lorry, like a truck. Like I was confused.
Oh yeah, no, not like a proper panel van or something.
Yeah. All right, carry on.
Yeah, and he'll was like, "All right, well, I know Z's been fucking trying to get through to you for the last half hour. Have you got anything you can use?"
In the I pull the bag. Well, the bag just sort of slips through my body onto the floor. And I'm like there, and then I'm shattered. I just jam my finger into the charging port for like the cigarette lighter charging port, and I'm just like.
Yeah. I would say give me a unwind and roll that with plus strange.
Okay.
So just roll 2d6, add 2, and I would actually say add a +1 for thermodynamic manipulation, seeing as that's how you're.
Wait, +2. So this is.
So this would technically be a +3.
So it's 11.
Ah, lovely. Yeah. In which case, you unwind. Heal that point of veil. I don't think you've got... Actually, you lost a point of essence and a point of veil, didn't you? Which one do
Veil.
you want to recover? Would you rather recover Veil?
Veil, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, raise that back to 2. As you just kind of you chomp on this guy's, you chomp on Clovis's battery a bit, but it feels you're doing the world of good.
So to explain to people, my character is kind of like a ball of, it's just more an energy thing than anything else. It's like it's a fire elemental, but it's only called that in the sense of that's what the folklore myth is. It's more of just heat energy, and so I don't eat, I don't sleep, those kind of things, but I do need to maintain the amount of energy inside my body by taking that energy from elsewhere, and I try to prioritize taking it in times that would make sense from sources that aren't too dangerous, but given the right situation and the wrong timing, if I need energy, I need it, and that could go wrong. So that's just a quick explanation of what's going on here.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And so yeah,
So we're in the car. I'm sort of like strung out. I look really tired. And I go, Where are we going, Clovis?"
we're going out. We're going out to the camp. The guys wanted to set up a little kind of roughneck garage out in the flats, so I decided to let him.
Sounds fun. Anyone I know there?
Oh fuck, we got everyone. We got well, obviously T. Who we got out there?
Did Zach finally show up?
Yeah, Zach got here like a couple of hours back. He's been fucking pissing everyone off. Yeah, Evelyn's there, Omid's there, Trev's there, Venya. Yeah, they're all. We got everyone in we could. Busey's trying to fucking behave, but you know how she's like.
Yeah, I know. It's nice to just. I'm fucking screwed on rent this week. Like, Jesus Christ. Well, mortgage, whatever you want to call it. This is going to be a nightmare.
And yeah, he starts just pulling his way through town. He kind of eyeballs that there's a lot of fucking pissed off rednecks floating around town for some reason. Cool, so yeah, it's easy enough for you to chill out and...
So... Can we are we gonna roleplay this theme once we get there, or are we gonna?
We can do a little time skip. We don't have to worry too much about getting there, I suppose. The drive is pretty much inconsequential. It's just a quick, 20-minute just blaze out of town down into the flats where the landscape pretty much just opens up into a huge blank expanse. The sun is pretty fucking relentless, but as long as you've got aircon, you're pretty much okay. So,
as a character, irrelevant to my character, would they do anything?
Hmm?
Drugs affect my character.
Okay. I would say if you want to take the time and patience to actually metabolize them properly, rather than just blowing them through your system and burning them, then they would.
Maybe.
But you would have to make a conscious effort to get fucked up.
Okay, I was just wondering. All right,
no, that's fair. And yeah, you do as you're going. Clovis just kind of spots some disheveled-looking junkie just kind of stumbling down the road with a plastic bag in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hell!
Do I recognize
goddamn junkies. You send the guy around. He's some fucking strung out weirdo. You're not quite too sure, but
I'm too tired to even give a shit.
Yeah.
Do we just drive straight past, or?
Oh no, you're running the fuck up. No, no, he pretty much just buzzes straight past.
Yeah.
I would say, Game Master. Vic. Would you, seeing a kind of truck coming and going the way you're going, would you try and flag him down?
No, because I don't know if it's one of the rednecks.
Oh, good point.
That's a fair point to make, actually. Yeah. I mean, you could make a roll if you wanted to see if you could assess and see if they were. But if you just want to take it as a general point, then that's
let's
cool.
just avoid people for now.
That's totally cool. So yeah. Clovis blows past and just starts heading down. And yeah, within about another 10 minutes, kind of taking a turning off the road and heading out to the flats directly and heading around the far side of one of the peaks, Clovis kind of pulls into view of this kind of little, not quite a shanty, but just kind of a nice little setup of a couple of trailers and pitch tents and a big kind of canopy that's been pulled up to square off maybe a 20-30 square foot of kind of shade. And as you pull closer, you just see various members of this kind of anarchist polycule, this community, this sub-community that you're a part of, kind of peeling off from the shadows and sort of waving you down.
Yeah. So I turn up and we get out, and who am I greeted by?
Well, I was going to say, first and foremost, Busey just kind of runs up this kind of curly-haired bundle of energy, runs up to the truck and basically pulls the door open, and it's just puts an arm around you, lifts you out almost.
Aww.
Just earning. Oh, baby, are you okay? I heard what happened. Well, I heard what Zach said, and Zach, he just talks shit half the fucking time. But I heard the battery exploded.
Yeah. Yes, it exploded. I'll talk to you about it. We'll talk about it more later. Yeah. I like push the hair out of her face and just give her a peck on the cheek and sort of wriggle out of the grip she's got me in.
Yeah, she is high energy. Yeah. She Busey is of the group probably the most dangerous, but is also fairly containable. She's got multiple felonies, probably got some warrants out on her, and she is a known arsonist and bomb maker.
Sounds like me.
If anything, Clovis is trying to just sand off the slightly rougher edges on her.
Yeah. So we I sort of walk my arm around her over to what is currently the people working on the car, and I look back at Clovis and I just give him like a look, like just like thank you.
Yeah, Clovis just catches your eye, waves you. He's already kind of talking with Kate, who's the quartermaster of the group, and just kind of going over the stuff. Did you leave the parts with Clovis, or?
Oh no, I was going to drop them off at the car.
Yeah, that's fair. In which case, you head over and you can see it's a pretty shitty looking buggy, but they've got most of the essential parts already. You can see Zacharias underneath it with the whole thing up on jacks, fucking around with something underneath.
I said, hey Busey, could you get me some water? Like, I don't need water, but I'm terrible at making excuses. So whether or not she picks up on like.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's like a couple of plastic bottles, like big plastic gallon bottles of water, just kind of stacked up over to one side in the shade.
As she turns around, I just slowly drop the parts bag next to Zach and just glare at him and then walk off.
Yeah, you just see an eye peering through the machinery, and there's kind of an arm snakes out, grabs the stuff and hooks it, like a fucking troglodyte, just swoops it away.
And I walk over to see the rest of the group. So who else can I bump into? Who else can I meet? It'll be nice.
I mean, yeah, Trevor's kind of dicking around with the car as well. Being an ex-drone operator, he's got a good understanding of how electronic controls work and all sorts of other stuff. So he's been helping out with the wiring. Venya, who's a Czech immigrant, she's fairly quiet and kind of intense. Is just like preparing some food, making sure that everything's kind of clean and orderly. With Evelyn, another member of the group, who's just likes to hang out with her. They're pretty good friends. And apart from that, there's Omed, who's just sat over on a stoop, fucking around with a laptop. He kind of handles the PR. He kind of does a lot more of the social media side of things and keeps people informed about what's going on around the area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wander over, sit, just take a seat, and like, okay, so you guys want to race in a race that you've decided to do the day of. What is wrong with you all?
Ahmed just kind of looks up from what he's doing and goes, well, for some of us it wasn't exactly the day of. Zach basically had most of this already lined up before the rest of us even knew, but...
Oh, of course he did.
Last night he shows up with a chassis and a couple of wheels and goes, hey, we can make a buggy and run in this race. And I was like, well, have you got anything else in mind apart from that? So I've basically been spending most of this morning spoofing our details onto the database so we can actually get enlisted in the fucking race. Because sign-ups were a week ago, Zach. You just hear kind of a non-committal grumble coming from underneath the buggy.
I laugh.
I feel like I'm the only person in this fucking group with his head screwed on straight. No offense, but goddamn.
No, I mean I agree. It's been a day. I'm feeling a bit better now. I got some food in the car. Yeah, I'm not sure if you heard. I was doing some. Well, what was supposed to be like assistance, but ended up kind of being a babysitting job, which I wasn't expecting nor prepared for. I there was an accident, a battery exploded,
Yeah, I heard you
and
blew up some kids. GG. Just gives you a sarcastic thumbs up.
I fucking don't get what they see in you sometimes. I swear to God. Um, I kind of just like I lob an empty water bottle at his hand, just like,
He just
a little bit too much force.
he just artfully just kind of swings his head to one side, sits back up again, and goes, "Because I'm the only one of you fuckers with an active social life."
Oh, we're very active. Just yeah, okay.
Look, basic idea of this whole thing is, and I mean, apparently, I don't really see the whole reasoning behind it, but there's a bunch of big sponsored teams. If we can prove that the big sponsors haven't got a shit over people who just give a shit about doing it, then apparently that will prove something to someone, somewhere. Apparently, Zach. There's another kind of grumble from below the buggy.
So it's like our normal shit where we say it's praxis and it's actually just something we're interested in. Cool.
I mean, it would also help if we actually taught some of the guys here some practical fucking engineering skills, but
I am not your girl for that one.
No.
If you want, if you want, I know what I'm good at. Let's be honest.
Hey, look,
I love you.
you're a spare pair of hands, and that's basically all we're looking for right now.
It's fine.
I'm just chill for the moment. Once we've got everything slapped together, Zach's going to take the whole thing out for a spin, and we could use some people to, line out a course, get some flags, get some timing, that kind of shit. Just chill for the moment. It'll be fine.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds good. And I smile and then just sort of terrible with character names, just sort of snuggling to Busey and close my eyes for a while, and you can transition scenes at that point if you'd like.
Yeah, just big hug with the fucking serial arsonist, of course.
We're both serial arsonists.
This is true. Oh fuck! I just realised I've made a mistake.
Prolific arsonist.
Yeah. So yeah, time passes. Vic tracks his way down the highway. It's a pretty shitty trek, but there's enough of a breeze to at least take some of the worst of the heat off. You burn through some of the water, burn through some of the food. It's not the worst, not the worst trek you've ever had, but it's not particularly comfortable. And out in the plains, it's not great for you, just because it's so open, it's so quiet. There's nothing really out here apart from what's inside your head and what's whispering in the nothingness around you. And so I would like for you to give me an invoke. So could you roll plus strange for me?
If I may ask, is this Pebble here or?
Oh no, this is you, Vic. This is
okay.
Games Master, yeah.
All right, my bad. I'll roll here, and it is a 6 on the first die and 4 on the second.
Cool, yeah. In which case, that's technically that would be a 9, unfortunately, because you're at -1 strange.
Right.
So yeah, you find your head just kind of unfurling with this huge empty expanse, and fleeting around the corners of your senses, around the corners of your hearing, this whisper, this kind of susurration of multiple voices folded on top of each other just starts to build around you.
Oh. Fuck.
As the manifold dead that have been bleached under this sun, parched in this salt, who have died from accidents or arrogance or sheer bad luck, start cloying around you, trying to weasel their way with thin fingers into your head, into your mind, into your soul.
Okay, can I reach for the heroin needle in my jacket?
Yeah, I would say if you want to... Well, I'd say because you didn't get a complete horrible... Because you didn't get a complete miss, I'm going to give you something before you choose choose to do anything else. Just because this is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's going to be a thing you're going to hear anyway. Through all the noise, you hear this ripping, roaring sound, as if someone was playing an explosion from a movie, but like in super slow motion. Like you can hear metal tearing, you can hear rubber sizzling and burning, and there is just, from almost silence and back to it, this long, Dopplering scream, as if something was just frozen almost, or just drawn through this single moment and just stretched thin. And it kind of builds and builds, and you can smell and taste the burning rubber. You can feel the flash of heat as it comes closer to you. And now, if you want, you can smack your bitch up.
Fuck yeah, smack my bitch up. I need this. I don't want to hear fucking voices today. I got better shit to do.
No, that's fair enough. So,
do you want me to roll for that?
I would say don't worry about rolling. You're a functioning addict. You can pretty comfortably do this shit. Actually, no, hang on a second. No, sorry, give me unwind, because I want to make sure you don't just knock yourself the fuck out in the middle of the road.
Alright. Sounds
so, yeah,
good.
roll plus real, because this is your...
I have a 4 die and a 6 die.
Plenty then. In which case, yeah, you are well versed in this enough to know blacking out in the middle of the road in the middle of the salt flats will fucking kill you. So doing that, not smart. Just taking enough to take the edge off is probably the smart thing. So you have enough willpower to just, a light bit. Just enough to keep you going, not enough to actually make it hard for you to actually function.
Alright.
And so, yeah, just squatting by the side of the road, you just find a vein. At this point, would you be like going between your toes, or are you still finding veins in your arms?
At this point, I think I'm desperate enough to start finding veins in my toes.
That's fair enough. So yeah, you just pop a shoe off and just hunched over in the middle of this just desolate white expanse, pump a little bit of smack in between your toes, and just feel that calming opioid blanket just smother and kind of warm you in a strange way that doesn't actually line up with the heat all around you. And yeah, the sounds, the kind of heat, the smell, the taste, it all dies back, and you're able to carry on pretty much unimpeded. And for both of you, time passes fairly substantially. The sun gradually begins to lower before it starts hitting the horizon and just burns across the big open sky, turning it this deep umber as the final streaks of clouds start to just stick out in deep shadow. And the lights start to pick up along the interstate. You can see them just streaming across in the distance. And Vic, by that time, you've pretty much made it all the way over to the Tree of Utah, which is this tall iron structure with these big ceramic bulbs stuck at the top of it in all these different native minerals. Mm-hmm. It's a strange sight. It's very abstract, and for a lot of people passing by, I think it's some kind of weird antenna or some kind of UFO artistic installation or some shit like that, with the plaque on the front having been heavily graffitied. It's hard to actually pass precisely why someone made it in the first place. And as you draw closer to it, there's just this pink, pink, pink of the phone starting to go off as it starts picking up the signal. Okay,
all right. Let's search for the signal then.
Yeah, it's pretty simple enough. The signal starts picking up the closer you walk to the tree, so you start heading closer and closer. And as you get closer, you notice that there are these kind of big, dish-shaped external pieces of the tree which have been placed all around it, as if the whole thing had begun to shed leaves. And the closer you get, you do start to pick up something, a kind of slightly sour smell on the wind. And in the dying light, as you start getting closer enough to the Tree of Utah, you see Now you see you shot up, so this you wouldn't see one lid, but you would see the other. You see something slumped over one of the shelves, over one of these kind of discs.
Okay.
And if you approach it further,
Yeah. I want to inspect it.
yeah, you once you get close enough, you can hear the buzzing of flies, you can smell the stench of rotting flesh.
Oh.
And yeah, it's pretty clear that this is a man, probably mid to late 20s, blonde hair, just face down, with like a t-shirt already kind of dark and crusted with blood, just slumped over this dish. And looking around, you kind of notice no one's... If anyone's reported this, they haven't hung around to say anything, but the place is fucking abandoned. Like, the occasional car comes past, but that's about it.
Ooh, I see a perfect opportunity for this moment. Can I switch clothes?
I mean, if you want to switch clothes with a corpse that's been baking out in the sun and putrefacting...
My character at this point is underneath a lot of fucking heroin, so that shit don't... the only thing that matters is disguising his identity for when he gets back in town.
I mean, that's fair enough. I mean, the guy's basically just wearing a t-shirt, jeans, some dusty cowboy boots, like a baseball cap's kind of flopped off his head and kind of tossed around slightly, maybe a couple of yards away.
Perfect.
Yeah, like, you could probably take his jeans, his boots, and his hat, but his t-shirt is just a fucking mess.
Then I can leave that there, but I'll deposit my jacket onto him. I'll give him my jacket.
Okay. Yeah, you can just, as you're doing, just... the phone is just going as you get right up close to him. And as you kind of move him around to get his stuff off, you notice that, yeah, there's a backpack that's kind of been slung and kind of trapped between him and the actual dish itself.
Okay.
Blood's kind of soaked into it pretty heavily.
Alright, then rummage through the backpack. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah. I mean, when you turn him over, one thing you do notice is there's just a big fucking bit of jagged metal stuck into his sternum.
Oh. Well, that looks painful. Okay. Keep searching.
Yeah, you pull through the backpack, and sure enough, there's a fairly similar sized bag to the stuff you found in the bathroom in there. Just some other bits and pieces, what looks like a couple of other burner phones. There's like a little shitty revolver in there.
Ooh.
With like a couple of rounds in the actual chambers, the rest of them empty. And like a folding knife. Like just some bits of shit that are like a bag man would normally have on them.
Alright.
And yeah, you can pretty comfortably just kind of pick through all this shit and then leave what you want to leave behind.
I want to take the drugs, definitely. I'll take, or whatever's in the bag with the burner phone.
Are you gonna just take the backpack or strip it out and then put it in your pockets?
I'm gonna strip it out and put it in my pockets just because the backpack quality is not that very good.
Well, I mean, it's covered in fucking blood.
Yeah, I want to put the big bag and the revolver underneath the food and water in the plastic bag, and then I can just, wing it with the homelessness.
No, that's fair enough. Yeah, so you can do all of that pretty comfortably. And yeah, as you're packing all of that away, the sun very much begins to set completely, and night starts to fall on the town in kind of improper.
All right.
And as you're doing that, and this is where we'll actually cut to both of you simultaneously.
Okay.
As the light catches on the peaks, and the whole mountains, the twin mountains, are kind of silhouetted with this radiant red light, you feel a prickling, a kind of sense of being watched. And unconsciously, you turn your head and just look up with that kind of compulsive feeling of like a fingertip gently pressed against you from behind. You just feel that urge to recoil away. And up on the edge, just at the edge of vision, wavering, shimmering silhouette of a humanoid. Slender, wavering limbs, with the light sort of rippling through, but not fully outlining any particular shape. And as the light dips and sinks, it doesn't just dip into night, it dips into nothing. Light doesn't just bleed away into night, it bleeds away into an inky black expanse. And you find yourselves, both of yourselves, Erin, suddenly you find yourself sitting but without Busey's arms around you. And for Vic, the smell of blood, the bitterness of that taste in your mouth has gone. And there is just this void, this absolute emptiness all around you, this cloying, inky expanse. And in the distance, you see something like a spotlight, like a little pinprick of light in the distance. Almost as if someone had just taken a little cross-section, a little vertical slice of somewhere and dropped it in an inky void. And
Jesus fucking Christ, this has got to be a hallucination.
I was very panicked.
This has got to be a hallucination. Says my
Yeah,
character.
I'm thinking the same thing. I'm like, have I been drugged? Did the battery exploding affect me in a way that I haven't experienced before?
Bro, this must be some
I can't get drugged. I don't have drugs. Don't work.
are either of you expressing this verbally?
Oh, I'm sort of slowly but surely, like, my mask is slipping.
So are you actually starting to shed your human look and just become like this? Like, are you going to be like the null Vanta Black, or are you going to actually be like a strobing light?
No, just ripping away as my like the parts of my skin just fade and disappear, and it's just like Vanta Black just form, just standing there, like, with just on the tips of my fingers, just like burning white hot like plasma, just sitting there, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This better not be me doing that in front of everyone else, though. That would be bad, but we'll see. And that means I am invoking.
Well, I was going to say, Vic,
I am invoking Euphoria, which is I heal my essence to max, and
if you're going to completely let go.
Well, I mean, it depends. I'm on the edge of about to do that. I'm going to react to see what happens. But can I hold that action like in D&D, or
if you do it, you do it. If you activate a move, it activates.
Okay, I won't use it yet, but I am very close to.
No,
like, I'm about to.
Yeah. I would say, Vic, you like away from that. Actually, no, not even away. Actually, right next to you, there these 10 little points of light flare like phosphorus next to you. There's no heat coming from them necessarily, but they just
from the light.
They fucking dance around, almost suspended in clusters.
Yes, stay as far away from the fucking lights as humanly possible. I don't know if it's a fucking police helicopter and I'm just imagining shit, or what's going on.
And
but
Erin, you just like almost appearing like a sudden jump cut. That homeless guy you drove past that you barely acknowledged just appears and dashes away from you, just like scuttles over to the side in a panic. And as you are both registering this, as you both kind of become aware of each other being in this space, the point of light in the distance rushes towards you in almost this sudden lurch of motion as you are both pushed and pulled and readjusted in space. And you both feel this incredible but incomprehensible sense of motion without moving. Wind without it rippling, but simply being, like a force you have to walk through, like push through, like a thickening in the air.
Do I see? Can I still quote unquote see around me? Like
at this point, you are back on the salt flats, but this isn't where you were. This is somewhere else, some big open area, and you are both standing around a frozen explosion. A suspended fracturing of some kind of object, slender, with blue paint cindering off the plate metal as it hurtles left and right in these jagged, ragged shards. And as you kind of acclimatise to it and maybe don't shy as far away from the fire as you realise it doesn't actually exude heat as much as it just exudes the flame in a kind of bare, cold way, you see a figure, a man in a fairly archaic uniform, like leathers, goggles and a helmet, immolating in the centre of this, reaching out. And as he reaches and his arm extends, it extends further and further and thinner, as if he is stretching out and going beyond the limits of what his flesh should allow. And then there is darkness. And I would like both of you to give me a reflect, which is a figure out what the fuck that was.
Reflect.
Okay.
Could you give me let's say give it to me with plus strange, because this is some folklore.
Oh, then I have a 12.
All right. I guess I'm getting lucky. I have a 12 too.
Boom.
That's 6 on both.
So you both recall this wasn't like compared to the UFO sightings and the big psych stuff that happened around town, this was a fairly minor footnote in kind of prior history. There was a fairly wealthy oil magnate who tried to set a land speed record around here back in the 40s. Some guy who basically had more money than sense and insisted on designing the engine and the craft itself. It's famous pretty much for two things. One, that it used a new type of fuel system, and the other is that it exploded basically the second he turned it on. And the explosion was so absolute, so intense, no one ever actually found any pieces of the craft. There was just a crater. And I would say Vic notices one thing very specifically in the kind of addled mess of his mind. Those pieces of metal, that blue paint, that's exactly the same stuff that was in that guy's chest.
Do you want to flip over to anything on my end?
Yeah, I was going to say, you specifically are feeling something completely different. Not necessarily taking in the physical nature of this moment. The feeling around the man, the feeling of the actual explosion, the energy coming off of it, feels unlike anything you've experienced. It's not a normal thermodynamic reaction. It's not the kind of exothermic pressure and rending that would normally happen if, say, fuel were to simply catastrophically explode inside a chamber. This feels like something pulled it. Something almost like a vacuum where you go from high pressure to low pressure. Something sucked this vehicle through something, and as a result of that immense pressure and intensity being put upon the parts, the explosion was almost secondary to whatever actually happened in the event of it actually being pushed into this other state.
If I think back to my memory, do I see anything that would be familiar to stuff that I've experienced internally?
Internally, the closest you've ever felt to something like that would be when you were trying to become incredibly dense. Like, to the point where you would be flirting with the idea of collapsing inwards and becoming some kind of black hole or neutron star. Yeah. Something you would only not do because you know it would end the fucking planet along with you.
Yeah.
And yet, somehow, not only did this run even closer to that edge, it did it in a way that cleaned up after itself.
What would the date have been on that accident?
You would probably need to look that up specifically. There's a couple of places in town where you could look up local history, but you're pretty certain that this is what you're looking at. But this is something that was never documented. No one ever took a picture of the actual car exploding. The whole record was simply that there was never a wreckage to be found. It burnt perfectly cleanly and atomized everything. Vic, as you think about the car exploding and you look at everything around you, you realize that blue paint, that fragmented metal, That was the exact same stuff that was embedded in that man's chest you just seen.
Oh. Well, that's not good. That's rather unfortunate.
That would be, yes, suboptimal. And as you fade back to darkness, you hear, almost like coming from a distant room, but getting closer to you all the time, you hear this.
There we go.
I must be fucking dreaming. This must be a bad trip.
When the sun rose this morning, I was feeling mighty bad. My baby said good morning, hell, it made me mad because I was evil.
I start to collapse inwards more. I'm less and less of a silhouette of a human.
I'm just
This music just builds
evil as a
and
man
fills
can
the
be.
world around you. It's intense.
Well, she even
The
cooked my
grain of the
breakfast, and she
record is
brought it to
rattling
my
around
bed.
in your skulls.
I took a sip of
It
coffee and threw the
builds
cup out of
and it
head because I
builds.
was evil.
Until you are back. Erin,
Okay.
Busey is kind of laid out on the floor, looking confused, and just looks up at you in utter confusion.
I'm near Game Master.
No,
Vic.
you're back with the camp.
Okay.
And
okay, carry on.
Vic, you could have come to, and you're still looking over this body, this backpack that you've run through.
I would want to check my inventory first, make sure I have everything, and then I fucking tie the plastic bag around at the top, and then I make a fucking run for it. Because fuck sticking around.
Yep, that's fair enough. If you want to take off into the night, that's fine. And yeah, Erin, Busey just looks up at you, and with a very confused tone in her voice goes, What the fuck just happened? You fucking disappeared.